What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. It is currently like 2 a.m. in the morning for me. I was actually out playing some games and we saw the data download for the brand new Japanese Sugo Fest coming to OPTC Japan, of course, and this was what we were seeing in the VIVI magazine. I made a brief video about it a couple of days ago where we went through the Yoshi newsletter, and it did mention, and also in V-Jump as well, that this was the new character coming out with SHIRAHOSHI and Mansherry, as well as a brand new Vivi and Rebecca. Now, I'm a little disappointed in some aspects because I was really hoping that this character was not a dual unit. Unfortunately, both of these characters are indeed dual units. So that is obviously very upsetting. I know some people out there are really big fans of the characters, but personally speaking, what I would have loved to have seen is potentially if we got a solo Vivi legend. I think that would be amazing. And then instead of having Vivi Rebecca, put Rebecca with Mansheri potentially, just do that, because both of them are from Dressrosa, of course. And like Shirahoshi already has a solo legend. That's what I think should have already happened, but we're getting another version of these characters as dual units once again, so that is very upsetting for myself personally. I know some people out there are really excited about it, but either way, let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, shout out to Evan, who's been posting all of these images here on his Twitter account. So we'll go through some information here, of course, and also we have some information here on the subreddit, which we can actually go ahead and bring up like some artworks of the characters. So first of all, let's go ahead and get the artworks of the first character that we're going to be talking about, which is going to be Vivi and Rebecca. So that's their unevolved artwork, and their evolved artwork is this one right here. We'll get that one up right here. So Vivi and Rebecca, the artwork actually does look pretty good. Let's go ahead and talk about them. So Vivi and Rebecca. Vivi is a quick unit, Rebecca is a dex unit. Vivi's captain effect is going to boost striker and cerebral characters' attack by 3.25, and then boost their type effects of their normal attacks by 1.3, so it's a 1.3 inherent color affinity to striker and cerebral, and then boost their health by 1.3. Quick orbs are beneficial to those two types as well, for striker and cerebral. Recovery and tandem slots will appear less often, and then recover 2,000 HP at the end of each turn. That is huge, especially when you have a 1.3 health, and you just get free recovery as well. So this is going to be somewhat similar to like V3 Law, for example, because V3 Law doesn't have a health boost, but he does have like the inherent damage reduction. So by having like that, and then you have the healing on top of it, like this character is somewhat similar to that, but of course the multiplier obviously isn't as high. But if you actually, let me pull up the calculator real quick. So if you have, you know, just the 3.25, and if you attack with color affinity, like with the right type advantage, it's a 4.225 captain in the solo form, by the way, but that you're only getting that multiplier if you are attacking with type advantage, which obviously gives you even more damage when you're attacking with type advantage. So that's obviously very good. So that is just Vivi's captain effect. Now the Rebecca captain effect is actually pretty much the same thing. The only change here is that instead of making quick orbs beneficial, it just makes dex orbs beneficial, because Vivi is quick and Rebecca is dex. So they are both striker and cerebral captains. Now what happens when they become the dual unit? This captain effect is actually crazy. So this is their dual captain now. Boosts striker and cerebral characters' attack by 4 times, boosts their type effects of normal attacks by 1.3, health by 1.3, makes all of their type slots are counted as beneficial, and then recovery and tandem slots are going to be appearing less, and recover 4,000 HP at the end of each turn. So this effect right here, where type orbs are beneficial, recovery, tandem appear less, is pretty much the exact same as Mihawk and Perona, but then you have all of this added on top of it. 4 times captain with a 1.3 color affinity. So what does that equal up to? 4 times 1.3, a 5.2 multiplier when attacking with type advantage. That's very good. That is pretty strong, honestly. Now that is just their that's just their captain effects. And remember, they have a special and a dual switch effect. So let's go ahead over to their special ability, which is actually pretty straightforward. Reduces 6 turns of bind and special bind, and then boosts striker and cerebral characters' attack and slot effects by 2 times for 1 turn, and then fuse into the dual unit for 3 turns. not really much wrong here. And when you see what their switch effect is, you'll see how this can kind of make its way to be something very strong. The fact that you can just resist bind and special bind by 6. Now, special bind, obviously, you want to have a crewmate effect and get rid of that, but you guys will see with their switch effect, they can kind of just get rid of that by themselves. But they are their own crew's attack and orb booster, and they make just all the orbs matching, just inherently. So there's lots going for this character. This character is so strong, and when you add the ability of attacking with type advantage, like, oh, this is very good. Like, this is impressive. Very, very impressive. I'm still not a big fan of the fact that they chose a brand new dual unit to be Vivi and Rebecca once again, but I must say, it is very good. And it's kind of interesting because when you compare, you know, Vivi and Rebecca, the original one, comparing it to this one is so much more offensively based, whereas the version 1 counterpart is much more defensively based. Well, a lot of players use V1 in a defensive manner, whereas this character is like raw offense. But it's kind of nice because they have a really good HP pool and they've got recovery, so they can be used defensively as well. So I really like the character. I think it's built quite well. Now let's go into this swap effect. It removes special bind completely on themselves, so you can go ahead and use this special to resist 6 turns of special bind. That's impressive. Recovers 1500 health, which you can get every single turn. So, you know, if you're adding just their normal effects, if you've got double Vivi Rebecca, that's 4,000, that is 5,500, so 6,500 with auto heal. What the heck? 6,500 in their normal forms, and if you're in their dual form, you just heal for like crazy amounts more. And then on top of that, you also get a 1.25 chain coefficient boost, which is in the same vein as Sanji and Judge with their switch effect. So this character alone can give you, as a captain, full border matching orbs. You have a 2x attack and orb boost, and you have a chain coefficient boost. So this chain boost can actually be stacked with regular chain boosts and also the base chain lock as well. So, dude, this character is strong. This character is very good. I like it. This character is definitely like one of those high echelon characters in terms of damage potential. And they boost Striker and Cerebral, which are 2 very strong classes in the game. So across the board, I think they've done a very good job with Vivi and Rebecca. I'm actually relatively impressed. And also shout out to Koala-san, who actually has some information here. Let's have a look. Do they have any key sailor effects? Quick and Dex are beneficial. No, everything looks pretty much the same. But then all this other stuff I actually have translated on the side here, which we're going to be going through. Some of the translations that I have may be slightly incorrect, and if they are, I'll leave them down below in the comment section. But I mean, by the time this video goes up, I'm just going to go straight to bed anyway. But anyways, let's get over to the next character, which of course is going to be the other Sugofest exclusive, which is Shirahoshi and Mansheri. So let's go over to what they do. I don't have the singular captain effects for these characters, so you're only going to be seeing their dual captain effect. But Shirahoshi is quick, Mansheri is Psy, and their dual captain effect will boost Striker and Cerebral once again, boost their attack by a proportional value depending on how much HP you have. So if you're at full HP, it's a 4.5 boost. If you're at 1 HP, it's a 3.5 boost. So it's a scaling factor, obviously meaning if you're at half health, it's a 4 times boost. And remember, this is their dual captain effect. So when you compare their dual captain effect to some of the other characters in the game, it's actually not as powerful offensively, but they have other effects here. So on top of their attack boost that they provide, they also recover 2 times their recovery every time you hit a good, 1.5 recovery every time you hit a great, and 1 times their recovery every time you hit a perfect. Does this sound very familiar? Because it should, because this is the exact, well, it's not, I don't know if the values are the exact same, but this mechanic is the exact same as Legend Corazon when you use him as a captain, and I believe he actually also has a scaling factor attack boost as well. It's kind of interesting. This character is basically like a buffed version of Corazon. So, scaling factor, attack multiplier, and you will be healing no matter what, depending on what tap timing you get. And then additionally, your crew can heal more than its max value. So this is the same sort of effect that Sanji and Luffy have, where you can heal up to 2 times your actual max HP. Now this mechanic right here, where you can heal past your max HP value, is very important for some of the other characters we'll be talking about in this video. So that's their dual captain effect. I don't like it that much. I don't, like, even if, hypothetically, if I own this character, I don't see myself using them that much as a captain, honestly speaking, just because offensively it's not the best. I mean, I think this character is going to be really good in GARP challenges and other high difficulty content, but outside of that, I don't really see it being like your go-to captain. But let's have a look and see what else we have with this character. So 13 turn cooldown with their special, removes all turns. Now this I'm not really 100% sure of what they remove, but it removes all turns of poison, recovery down, remove SFX, which is the blindness debuff, and also despair. And then on top of that, removes 7 turns of burn, changes all your crew slots into rainbow. Mind you, it does not get rid of block orbs, so that is a big problem. I don't like the fact that they don't get rid of block orbs. That is a huge missed opportunity there. But then, on top of giving you the rainbow orbs, not block orbs though, boost the chain multiplier by 1.2 for 1 turn. We'll get back to that in a second. And recover 50 times this character's recovery. And then also, you become the dual unit for 3 turns. A couple things here. Obviously, this chain multiplier boost, that is, at this current point in time, the highest chain multiplier boost in the game. Previous to that, there were a couple of characters that could get a 1.1 chain boost. Legend Cracker, the limited rare recruit Caesar on turn 2. I think Hitetsu as well was also a chain boost. I can't remember. There's a couple of other characters that can reach a 1.1. This is the first character that's reaching 1.2 for a chain boost. Now remember, this chain boost can also stack into this Vivi and Rebecca's switch effect. Very, very strong. And then also, 50 times this character's recovery. This, remember, if you're using them as a captain, will work and allow them to overheal past that threshold, because this character does not give you any HP boost, so their base HP is going to be relatively low. So the fact is you know, you're going to be able to overheal relatively easily with this character, which I like. So that is their special. It is very reminiscent of the original Shirahoshi Mansheri, but this character like has set things that you remove rather than you can select things that you can remove. So it's interesting. I don't think it's like super amazing. Like this character just doesn't impress me as much as what Vivi and Rebecca does. I mean, I'm sure this character is still going to see a lot of play, but just personally, I'm not like, this character isn't blowing me away like what Vivi and Rebecca did. But let's have a look at their swap effect. So for 1 turn, your crew can heal more than the crew's current max HP, so up to 2 times max HP. Now I like this though, because this means that if you use this character as a sub, you can overheal for 1 turn. Past your max HP. So that is actually a huge deal, because you can run them as a sub, use their switch effect to overheal, and then use their special ability to give you like a mass amount of recovery, which this I think is going to see a lot of play as a sub. I don't think the captain effect is going to see like much play, as I said, maybe in high difficulty content, but as a sub, this character is going to be absolutely monstrous, because on top of that switch effect, you then recover an additional 1500 health, and then you reduce 1 turn of slot bind, special bind, bind, and despair. So great utility, healing, and overheal capabilities. I like it. This character as a sub, as I said, is going to be quite good. Going to be very, very good. So that's Sugo Fest exclusive, Shirahoshi and Mansheri. I think they are honestly very, very strong. Now, let's move on to the next characters here. So we've got a Rare Recruit NEPtune. This is the new Rare Recruit NEPtune. He is interesting. So Rare Recruit NEPtune is quick. He's got a 12-turn max cooldown. He recovers 5,000 HP at the end of each turn for 3 turns. So that's pretty good. And then he reduces 5 turns of damage reduction. So that's the Rainbow Shield. He then goes ahead and reduces 7 turns of chain coefficient reduction. So the reduced chain debuff just removes 7 turns of it. It's okay, because to get around the chain coefficient reduction, most of the time you just use a chain locker rather than bring a character to specifically remove this debuff. So I don't know how I feel about that. But then on top of that, boosts cerebral and free spirit characters' type effects of their normal attacks by 1.75 for 3 turns. So essentially, to translate that, it's a 1.75 color affinity for 3 turns to cerebral and free spirit characters. So healing, damage reduction removal, chain coefficient reduction removal, color affinity for 3 turns. That's basically it. I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's a top tier Rare Recruit, because he doesn't remove a lot of the defensive effects. He doesn't remove all the chain debuffs, but he's just good. He's just a good unit. And then we've got Leo, which is the last of the Rare Recruits. So there's 2 Rare Recruits, 2 Legends, and then 2 free-to-play units. So Leo is a Dex unit. He's got a 10-turn cooldown with his special, and he reduces defense up by 5 turns, which is the Blue Shield buff. 7 turns of chain lock. So they've split up the defensive and the chain locking capabilities in the characters. I would have preferred if like both of the chain debuffs were on one character and both of the defensive ones are on another character. That probably would have been a little bit cooler. Then again, it probably would have made one Rare Recruit way more OP than the other, but either way. So he removes 5 turns of defense, 7 turns of chain lock, and then when you launch his special, if you have 10,000 more HP than your max HP, so this is bringing in Shirahoshi and Mansheri, right? Because if you use their effect to give you more HP than your current max, it enables you to do that. So then when you use Leo's special, if you launch it and you have more than 10,000, more than your current max HP than you should have, he will go ahead and reduce the top row characters' cooldowns by 3 turns. This is the big thing here, because when I initially translated this, I thought it was only just all characters by 3 turns, and I was getting super excited, but it's only top row characters, so that's a big downfall there. And if you're not having that mechanic of being over 10,000, it's just a 1-turn cooldown reduction otherwise. So honestly, I don't like Leo that much, but he does have the better chain debuff removal, because chain lock is definitely the more difficult one to get around. So Leo, again, he's just okay in my eyes. The next character here is free-to-play unit, a brand new Kirby character. I love the black suit, by the way, on Kirby, looking super fresh. So Kirby, unfortunately, doesn't really do much. Recovers 5,000 HP, recovers 3 turns of despair, and then boosts everyone's attack by 1.75. It's a very plain special. This character feels like it should have been released like a year or 2 ago. I don't know why they're releasing a character like this now. I feel like make this 5 turns of despair, it would have been a little bit more ideal, but look, it's a free-to-play unit, you can't really complain at the end of the day. But that's the new Kirby. I just wanted to briefly mention him. Now, there is a Hina character, which is another free-to-play unit, and this Barto, I don't have translations of this Bartolomeo yet, but this Barto, I'm not really too sure how you get him, but he is a brand new free-to-play unit. And then also this Hina is, they went all out with this Hina, dude. I love this Hina artwork, dude. It is amazing. But this Hina is also free to play. I don't know how you get this unit, but she is free to play. Now, what she does a lot. So she's a quick unit, and her special on a 14-turn cooldown delays all enemies for 1 turn, boosts the slot effects of everyone by 1.75 for 1 turn, and then your crew's tandem, block, bomb, recovery, G, and badly matching slots are changed into matching, so phenomenal orb manipulation. And then if your special is launched and you have 5,000 more HP than your max, so very similar to this Rare Recruit Leo, if you have more than 5,000 than your max, locks your crew slots for 2 turns and reduces all characters' cooldowns by 1. So that is amazing. But if you don't have more than 5,000 overhealed, then it's just going to give you a 1-turn orb block. But even that is still really good, because you've got some of the best orb manipulation in the game. You're keeping those orbs, and you have an orb boost, and you're delaying the enemy. Like, this character does so much, and considering that she's free to play, or at least I'm pretty sure she's going to be free to play, that's really strong. And her artwork is god tier, one of the best artworks in the game, I would argue. But that is that's pretty much all the information that we have of these brand new characters here. Also, this is the Sugofest structure. Like, these are literally all the steps. So 1 gem multi on multi 4, I think that's a guaranteed legend. 1 gem, 1 gem, 1 gem, 1 gem. Like, look at how many 1 gem steps you have here. And then on the 30th multi is the guaranteed unit. Now, I haven't calculated like how many gems it takes it to actually do this, but it is a little strange. I really hope that this kind of structure doesn't come to global, because look, you only have a couple of steps that are like guaranteed red steps, but then every other step outside of that are just 1 gem multis, and then any other step that isn't mentioned on the side here is a 50 gem multi with nothing special on it. So take that as you will. I don't really think this structure is going to tempt a lot of players, but I don't think in the long run this is going to be a good structure for like hype celebrations. Like, if they bring out a hype celebration and they do this as their Sugofest structure, personally I would be disappointed. But anyways, that's all the information I really wanted to bring to you guys. So let me know down below in the comment section, guys, what do you guys think of all these new characters? Which of the new characters are your favorite? Definitely Vivi Rebecca is my favorite of the 2 brand new Sugofest exclusives. I think that Vivi Rebecca is just a phenomenally strong character, but you cannot disregard some of the really cool effects that Shirahoshi and Mansheri provides, being able to be used as a sub to allow your team to overheal, their special overheals with good utility, rainbow slots. There's lots going on here, but I do think that Vivi Rebecca is the much cooler character, though. And, you know, Vivi Rebecca are just the waifus, man. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Massive shout out to Koala-san for providing these translations as well. I did also do my own personal translation, so as I said, if there are some corrections that need to happen, I'll likely update it once I wake up or something. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one today, and if you guys did, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.